This episode is brought to you by Honda. When you test drive the all-electric Prologue SUV, there's a lot that could impress you about it. There's the generous passenger space, the clean, thoughtful design, and the intuitive technology. But out of everything, what you'll really love most is that it's a Honda. Visit honda.com/EV to see offers.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for this day.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
All right. Well, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops.
Welcome back, Coach.
Welcome back. Hour 75 of Coach and I doing podcasts, so.
Hey, by the way, one thing we haven't mentioned is the number of podcasts we've done. We hit a milestone.
Did we hit a milestone?
We're over 100, Coach.
Wow.
Pat yourself on the back on that one.
You're going to come back to Wisconsin so we go have coffee again? And we got to go.
Oh, my gosh. Absolutely. Well, I definitely will be there in October because I have a cousin getting married. So coming back for sure for that. But maybe prior.
I think we got to run again. This is
we got to run a clinic.
Script. We got to run a clinic, and I'm coming to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can run here, but I'm coming to you. I'm going to California. Anyway,
what, like February, March?
March, when I'm retired. Yes. I gotta get
nice and
I
cold,
gotta get James to do one in San Diego. That's what I gotta do.
Oh, well, you can do both, right? Northern and Southern California.
And Hawaii coming up
in
end of June. I might be doing a clinic in Oahu. Is that the one with Honolulu? Oahu's Honolulu, I think, right? I think so. Anyway,
I got asked to do one in Alaska, and I'm like, I'll wait to the thaw.
Did you really? I'll go with you. Let's go.
I want to go to Alaska. Yeah,
I want to go to Alaska,
but yeah, I gotta wait.
I got some connections in Alaska. We'll talk. I got some connections.
Okay.
We could maybe do something in Alaska. Gotta go in the summer though. All right, so we're going to talk about what you should be teaching at the younger levels, like first, second, third grade.
Yeah, it's been a lot of questions about
Coach.
that.
Before we do that, we cannot forget. I'm going to take
our
Starbucks. Yes.
Yeah, our sponsor, Game Changer. It's we appreciate them sponsoring this podcast and helping out youth coaches by keeping this content free. But if you go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops, go check it out. It's a free app, and it has you can do stats, which I love, data, feedback, right? Live game streaming. So if you have a relative, a parent that can't be at the game, they can see the game live. They can see the stats coming in live. They can watch the video live, which is absolutely amazing. And it's really a coach's aid for the youth coaches. I love it. I use it. Big fan. Not only that, my parents love it, which I thought it was going to be like, oh, you want me to keep stats? They're like, I'll keep stats. You're lining up to keep stats now because one, it's pretty simple to use. They were a little worried that, oh, I'm not a basketball coach, so I can't keep stats. It's like really just click of a button. Somebody scores, click of a button, turnover, somebody scores, rebounds, it's just click, click, click. So it makes it just super simple to keep stats. So coaches, go check that out. It's free. And use it with your third grade up to your eighth grade team, and even the high school. It works just beautifully. gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
All right. So we're going to talk today about teaching at the younger levels.
Yeah, and what to teach and when to
Right.
teach. And, this has come up quite often. There was a discussion again in a Facebook group, and this particular coach, who was a second and third grade coach, was wondering, do I run plays at this youth level? Do I have an inbound play, an offense? What do I do? Right? They have 90-minute practices. And we wanted to bring this topic up because in some sort of fashion, it comes up. And before we get started, I created this ebook maybe to help as well, what to teach when, basically. And if you go to coachingyouthhoops.com/basketball development by age. That's a big one. Sorry, coaches.
Jeez.
Basketball
Oh my
development
God.
by age with the dash in between.
Okay. Those of you
Coaching
that are
Youth Hoops.
listening are seeing Coach Collins rub his eyes and go, oh my God. Okay. So you're going to give me that URL and I will put it
Yeah,
in
we'll put it in the show notes. Absolutely. Yeah. But
don't stop the treadmill. Don't stop the car. That's a long one to write down.
Yeah.
Coach has,
but it's basketball development by age.
We need to come up with a an app that shortens that. Isn't there something that shortens the URL?
Oh yeah, the short URL. All right.
I'm teasing.
I should have just come up with a shorter URL too. Now that I say that, when I speak it out loud, it's a long one. But you know what it does, though, that if you go download that ebook, there's some science behind, again, what a young person can learn based on their age, right? What's the cognitive development of coach, this, right? What can you teach a third grader versus what you can teach an eighth grader?
Right.
And, it's not that they, it's not that they don't want to learn these things. It's like their brain isn't developed in the making those connections and seeing the space in their head of how things go. It's just not there yet. And we have to be wary of that when we're teaching basketball plays and drills and everything else that we want these kids to do. Their motor skills as well. Can they do a Euro step in the third grade, right? Should you be teaching that young of age? And again, coaches, there's always exceptions. You always had that phenom. I have a third grade girl right now, two of them that are, well beyond their years of where they should be. But the majority of the kids aren't like that. They're exceptions to the rule.
Right.
So,
and you need some basic things in. So I think the initial thing that we were talking about is, with a 90-minute practice. Before I dive into this and say some of the things I think he should teach, let's give a big shout out to Game Changer again. Thank you for sponsoring us. It's great. I mean, it's one-stop shop for everything as far as video, statistics, all that stuff. Give them the URL. This is a better URL, people. As I'm teasing Coach Bill.
gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
Yeah,
gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
Better URL. But anyway, I think the coach was asking about the specific, what can you do and what should you do? And the thing is, I think at those younger levels, absolutely. In the thing, it was have fun, do fundamentals, make it engaging, all those kind of things. You need some basic things in. You need a basic offense. You need probably a basic man-to-man defense. You need probably an out-of-bounds play, which can be as simple as a stack. You need hopefully no one's pressing you at that age, but hopefully a press or something like that.
Press break.
Press break or press.
Hopefully they're not pressing.
Hopefully they're not pressing you. But I mean, those kind of things, it's like you need the bare minimum so they're semi competent out there. I don't know. What do you think about at that age level?
Yeah, I had this is several years ago, and when I was coaching my son, he third grade, their basketball IQ is pretty decent. So we ran specific plays. We had a 5-out offense, but we ran specific plays in addition to that, some quick hitters, and they picked that up really quickly. So you got to feel it out by your team, but definitely some basic at the third grade level, it's just some basic movements, defense, just as you said. And I think this is the big thing. And I've been hear this as well quite a bit, is they're going to get it wrong. And it's okay. They're learning, right? Just the repetition will help, but you got to keep it pretty simple for them to execute on. But it's okay to have a few things, because they have to know how to work with each other. And if you go back a few podcasts, we talked about spacing and learning, spacing concepts is important. So I don't think there's anything wrong with teaching them. If you have a 90-minute practice, that's actually a decent amount of time for that age group. And you know, 45 plus minutes of that should be skills, right? And
or fun, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
a
90-minute practice for second graders is a long practice.
It's a long,
It's a long practice.
Pulling your hair out at that point, right? So, hopefully you have an assistant that can, do some breakdown drills with you. Yeah, they can help.
Or someone's going to twist their ankle, or a lot of water breaks, or I think you do need to have some of those basic stuff. Basic stuff in. And then just keep repeating it, because they're going to forget it from week to week, or depending on how many practices you have. I think that's gonna be a big part of it, I think. And
I think it's the way you have to teach it as well, right? Break it down into small pieces, break it down into, small, if you have, whatever, 10, 12 players on your team, if you have the luxury of having another assistant coach, split the team up, multiple hoops, just to whatever you're teaching, to break it, whatever play you're teaching, or you have your inbound play, your offense, just break it down into small pieces, less people on the court. Start with, no defense, then add defense, add less defense than you have on offense, right? Just so they get some movement going. Yeah.
Right.
I think you can do it.
I think
so. Go check out that development book too. Again,
give that crazy
long URL. We'll put it in the show notes. Basketball-development- by age, basketball development by age, with dashes in between each word, at coachingyouthhoops.com.
I'll put it in. Coach is going to take care of that for me and put it in the URL. Anything else, Coach?
No, just, if you have a moment, go check out Game Changers, free app. I tell you, you will love it as a coach, to get some data on your and have grandma watch it when she's not at the games.
We want to keep grandma happy. So
gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
All right.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Memorial Day doorbuster deals are here at Lowe's. Right now, Rewards members save $80 on the Master Forge 4-burner gas grill, now just $149. Plus, Rewards members save $900 on the Lowe's exclusive Hisense French door refrigerator, now only $999. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/26. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change.